Hey guys, I'm back, and if you're wondering about MAC's new foundation and concealer, I'm gonna talk about it, so stay tuned. Okay guys, there's a lot of reviews for both of these already online, but here's the thing about this. I got this when it first came out, the weekend that was it a Thursday I think that it came out? I got it. And let me go ahead and tell you a little bit about this formulation. This formulation is a cream gel based foundation. Same with the concealer. There are good things in this like shea butter, other types of good ingredients in there, and this is formulated for normal to dry, and aging skin. So if you have oily skin, because this is so moisture infused, it could break you out. For me, because it's going to be too much on your face, you're going to have too much oil going on, so it might not work for you very well if you tend to have oily skin. So I've been seeing a lot of people talking about that this foundation isn't very good and that it's breaking them out. But the thing is like they have oily skin, so it's not really formulated for them. So this is a medium coverage foundation, medium to full, but mostly medium. The reason why is because it's very buildable. Thing is that you don't really have a lot of time to work with this foundation. Instead of putting it all over your face, you need to start in one section, blend it, and then move on. But also this foundation is extremely forgiving because it's very malleable. It doesn't really, you don't have to worry about streaking with this foundation, so it's also good for a beginner. Getting a little butter hands. This foundation is considered MAC's high definition foundation, and it really does leave a very nice finish on the skin and films well. Another thing is like this foundation lasts a very long time. I mean, I've showered in this foundation and still had it look, pretty good. So that's something else. The finish on this is I think they call it a satin finish, but it's not matte. It's going to leave your skin kind of dewy. That took me a while to get used to because I tend to lean more towards a matte finish. I'm a matte type of girl. Eyeshadows too. I got NC50, and for you other girls out there who are NC50, you know the thing that's going on. This is really dark to be NC50. It kind of reminds me of my Studio Tech? It kind of reminds me of that because it is medium to full coverage, and those tend to run a little bit darker. The fuller the coverage, the darker it tends to be. So that's the one thing that I'm not very happy about. They're talking about they mixed up NC55 and NC50, and I tried on NC55 and it even made me look a little gray. So I don't think it was too light. I just think that they didn't put enough yellow in this. So this would be great for the summertime, but as for right now, before I've gotten a little sun, it's not working for me by itself. I wear it, but I'm not particularly thrilled with it. This is NC45 concealer. The concealer is equally, I know a lot of people are liking the concealer more than they're liking the foundation actually. The concealer is just as malleable. You can form it extremely well. Overall, it's just a really good concealer. What's that one? Studio Finish. I feel like this is a little bit more creamy. You don't have to let it heat up as much. You can just, put it, it's very soft. It's a lot softer compared to the Studio Finish. And you don't have to do all that rubbing in. To me, I have to mix it up a little bit before I can just apply it directly to my eye with the Studio Finish. This, not so much. I got NC45. I'm NC50, but I got NC45 because I wanted to lighten it. I know that's very arguable, very debatable. Should you go lighter? Should you go the same? I totally believe it's personal preference. Just don't go too light with your under eye concealer. In my Studio Finish, I do have NC50 though. Now, this is what I've started doing with about this being too dark for me right now. I've just started using my Select foundation, SPF 15. This is a sheer foundation. This is like a light medium. This does not cover everything. So, and to me, this is like my perfect color. I really love this foundation. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on for you and show you what I do to make sure I get a good color that's not as dark. You do not need a lot of this foundation at all. I can do like my whole face. If I use my fingers, I can't, but I can do my whole face in a pea size. So what I'm doing is I'm just mixing these two foundations together. I asked my friend Zay, Perfect 10, what she thought about me mixing them, because they are different formulations, and I didn't know if they'd be okay together. And she said, sure girl, that should be fine. So I mixed those two to try to get a lighter color. And I want to say that I logically used a little bit more of this. I just used the Select to lighten it up a little bit. I mixed it up on my hand. If you have like a CD or a palette or something, that works too. And I'm going to use my 187 to put it on. A lot of people are wondering, what do you use to put this on? I honestly like using my fingers. The 187 is good. Foundation brush is good. A lot of people are saying the 109 is good as well. So, all depends. Depends on you. What you want to do. What you want to do. But honestly, for me, this foundation's awesome. Other than the color, I have no problems with it. Can you see that? I put it right here and right here. Can you see the difference? And you guys know I have dry skin, so this is right up my alley. I'm glad they formulated something for my skin type. Also, I really like the packaging of this new foundation, just because you don't have to worry about it breaking. And also, another thing, you get a lot more with this foundation than with the other ones. You get, well, not a lot more. I think it's 0.2 ounces more. I used, in this batch, I think I used a little bit more Select. Which is fine. I'm liking this finish because it's not as shiny. So that's another thing. If you guys are like, oh my gosh, I really don't like the finish of this. I'm not a satin finish type of girl. I like my matte. Just mix in a little bit, especially if your coloring's a little bit off. Mix in a little bit of your matte foundation. Mine's the Select 15 and the Studio Sculpt, and that should really help take care of it, because it did for me. It's still got a little bit of luminosity to it, but it's not as shiny. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. Like, extremely happy. I'm gonna do this all the time now. This is my first time. Y'all saw me do my mixing virginity. Take it away. So what I do with the concealer is I put it around naturally dark places, around the corners of the mouth, under the eyeball, if I didn't already have my eye makeup on, I put it at the corner. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Nose. This is just women. You're going to get a little redness right there, so take care of it. And I put my concealer on after my foundation. Of course, that's personal preference. Sometimes I'll do it before. It just depends. And that's it. You see? That's it for me. I will talk to you guys later. If you have any questions or concerns, let me know. Peace.